Okay guys, welcome back after that short advert break. Let us now look at some examples, right? So what I've said in the first part of our lesson, we're going to apply that now. So let's look at our first part, right? I said here, Amy Lee is working for a state department. She earns a basic monthly salary of 25,000 Rand. She receives a travel allowance of 12,000 Rand per month, and 90% of the kilometers she traveled were for work purposes. She also receives other fringe benefits with a combined value of 2,850 Rand. Okay, so that's our context. So let's look at our first question. Question number 1A. Calculate the amount of the travel allowance that will be included in a gross income. Okay guys, remember we said when a person uses his or her car for 80% or more, right, of the time for work-related purposes, then 20% of that will be included in the gross income. Now we are saying here, Amy Lee uses her car 90%, right, of the kilometers she travels were for work purposes. But note, we are not going to use 10%. Remember I indicated it's 80% versus 20%. So therefore I'm going to take then 20%, so I'll write it as 20 over 100, of, remember, she receives a travel allowance of 12,000 Rand per month. So therefore, I'm going to calculate what is 80%, not 80, 20% of 12,000 Rand. Right, so 20 divided by 100 multiplied by 12,000. So this will give us 2,400 Rand. So this 2,400 Rand is the travel allowance that will be included in a gross income. Guys, I hope we are clear. Remember, 80% versus 20%. Okay, let us look at our next question. Remember, it's still the same scenario. I'm looking now at question 1B. It says, calculate her gross annual income. Very important to note, now it is annual value that I need to calculate, right? So what will a gross income consist of, whether it's monthly or annually? We will start with the basic income, then we look at all the other benefits, right? Remember we said gross income consists of your basic income plus all other extra income. Okay, so I'll break it down by starting with basic monthly income, right? We can see there, so the basic monthly salary, that is 25,000 Rand, right? So therefore, I'll say, I'll take the 25,000 Rand and I will multiply that by 12 first. Remember, we must calculate an annual value. So 25,000 multiplied by 12 months, that will give us gross annual income of 300,000 Rand. Are we clear? What else will I now use? I will use the travel allowance, right? So the travel allowance, we already calculated just now that the monthly travel allowance that will be included in the gross income is 2,400 Rand, right? So then I'll take the 2,400 Rand and I'll multiply that by 12 as well to take it from monthly to annual, right? So 2,400 multiplied by 12, so that will give us 28,800 Rand. Then lastly, we have other fringe benefits with a combined value of 2,850 Rand per month. Okay, so therefore I'll write other benefits. So other benefits here will be the 2,850 Rand multiply by 12. Okay, so let's do that. 2,850 multiply by 12. So that will give us 34,200 Rand. Okay, now let's add all these income together. So therefore, a gross annual income will consist of the basic income of 300,000 Rand plus the travel allowance of 28,800 Rand plus other benefits worth 34,200 Rand. Right, so when we add that together, what will we get? So 300,000 plus your 28,800 plus 34,200 rand. That will give us a gross annual income of 363,000 rand. Guys, I hope that's clear to you. I took the basic monthly income plus the travel allowance plus other benefits. All the monthly values I took to annual values based on my instruction in the question. Okay, let us now move on to our next question. Still the same scenario. This time around, we are asking, calculate the amount Amy Lee contributes to the Government Employees Pension Fund at 7.5% of her basic income. Okay, so it's 7.5% of her basic income. So looking at the scenario, she earns a basic monthly salary, right? Okay, so now we need to calculate then what is a contribution to the pension fund. So first of all, this question is not specific whether it's monthly or annually, right? So I'll start off by indicating it's 25,000 rand multiplied by your 7.5%, right? So this will be on a monthly basis. So 7.5% of 25,000, that will give us 1,875 rand. But if we should take, let me indicate this is on a monthly basis, right? Therefore, if it should be per year on an annual basis, I'll take the 1,875 and I'll multiply that by 12, right? So 1,875 multiplied by 12, so that will give us 22,500 rand. This is on an annual basis. This is what Amy Lee will contribute to a pension fund. Guys, are we clear? 22,500 rand. Okay, let us move on to our next question. Question D. It says, hence, meaning now, calculate Amy Lee's annual taxable income. And how do we calculate annual taxable income again? We take our gross annual income minus all our non-taxable deductions, right? So let's write that down. So taxable income, let me just erase that. Taxable income equals your gross income. In this case, it's all annual values minus your non-taxable deductions, right? So there's my formula. Step one, I'm going to substitute into the formula now. Let me just quickly write that down. Okay, so we already indicated earlier on that the gross income, right? And I'm going to quickly go back. Let's look at what is our gross annual income. Can we see? Here is our gross annual income. That is 363,000 rand. Okay, so gross annual income, and I'm going to substitute that now. That will be 363,000 rand minus, right? Here, in this case, we only have the pension fund contribution. That is a non-taxable deduction, right? Okay, so when I look at what the taxable or not the taxable income, there we go. Your pension fund contribution, here we can see 22,500. So that must now be deducted, right? Minus 22,500 rand. Okay, so we are looking for the taxable income. So therefore, I'll take the 363,000 minus your 22,500 rand towards your pension fund. So that will give us a taxable income of 340,500 rand per year. So again, how do we calculate taxable income? We take our gross income minus our taxable or non-taxable deductions. Okay, guys, let us quickly take a short advert break. After the break, we'll continue with our lesson. See you now.